For this week's spelling lesson, you'll notice that all the pattern words have the ending able in common. That is a suffix. It's called a derivational suffix. When you add a derivational suffix to a base word, it gives it a different meaning, but it is a related meaning. So here I've gone over the meanings of the suffix able. It can mean able to, as in chewable, able to be chewed. It can mean capable of, as in reasonable, someone who is capable of reason. And then finally it can mean worthy of, as in lovable, someone who is worthy of love. Because able is a suffix, we have suffix spelling rules that we have learned in the past when adding able to our base words. So we're going to have 3 different spelling rules that we need to review in order to learn how to spell these words. The first one is that the spelling does not change between the base word and when I add able. So I gave you the examples of adjust becoming adjustable, honor becoming honorable. The spelling did not change. In this spelling rule, we're going to change the Y to I. Rely becomes reliable. Vary becomes variable. In both cases, the Y is making a long vowel sound at the end of a word. But in the first case, it's making a long I sound. In the second case, it's making a long E sound. Regardless, that Y will always have a long vowel sound when you're going to change it to an I. It will not have an E in front of the Y. It'll have a consonant. The next spelling rule is when you have to drop the silent E. So I give you the examples of value becoming valuable, use becoming usable. Note that the letter before E does not need the E to make it sound. When you look at value, the U is long because there is a silent E, but it can be long without having an E. There are cases in our spelling when we have a vowel that makes its long sound, even though it doesn't have a silent E to help it make that sound, or some other type of vowel. The second example, use, typically if I see an S in a word, it's going to say a soft S sound unless it has that silent E on the end of the word. But I don't have to have it in order to get that Z sound on my S, as in use. So I can drop that silent E when I'm spelling the new word. The next spelling rule will show the contrast to that when I absolutely need that silent E in order to get that alternate sound for the letter before it. In our final spelling rule, you're going to keep the silent E. The reason we're going to keep that silent E is because the letter before the E has to have an E in order to make it sound. We see that in these cases I have a C that's going to make the soft sound, and in notice becoming noticeable, and then the G in change is also making a soft sound, so change becomes changeable. In order for C and G to get a soft sound, it must be followed by either an E or an I, or sometimes a Y. So I'll need to keep that silent E in order to keep my soft sound for C and G.